Well, when it comes to plein air painting, it pays to be prepared, and I clearly was not. Welcome back to the Mind of Watercolor, everybody. I'm going to do some plein air painting. Told you I would, but I needed a field easel and didn't have one. Now you can buy them. There's a lot of them out there on the market. They'll hold anything from a really large canvas to sketchbooks like this or drawing boards, and they'll lay flat. And that's the main thing you need for a watercolor field easel. So I just decided to make one. And this one has the added feature of attaching to my camera tripod. So let me show you how I did it. Now if you've seen a field easel, they usually just consist of something like a camera tripod, something that looks kind of like a camera tripod with a bracket on it to hold sketchbook, even from this size up to like a watercolor block like this, or possibly some of them will hold even big canvases. So you'll see two types of field easels for plein air painting: upright like this, and the kind that lay back. Obviously I want one that lays back. Now I thought I would just buy a field easel. I already have a camera tripod, so basically all I need to do is fashion something that'll fit this mount. Well, I'm just going to try to make something, and so follow along. It might be something you want to try to make. I figured I probably want it lightweight, so I'm using this hardboard or masonite. I'm going to use an oak strip or a bottom ledge. I just have this is just scrap. This is scrap, so it's one of the reasons I'm doing this. I'm just making it from scrap. This watercolor block here is probably the largest thing I will use, and it can even hang off the edge. I'm mainly concerned about these two sketchbooks. This one, when it's wide open, and this one. So I'm going to need the board to be about the same size so that I can clip them, use clips on either edge to hold them open. Then for the back in the mounting, I'm going to use a stiffener all the way across, either this piece or I'll get a wider piece. And I've got these inserts. So 1/4-20 insert that goes into the wood and allows you to mount your tripod to it. You need enough surface on this so that it's completely contacting. Now somebody may be saying, well, why don't you just use a big solid piece of wood? You don't have to put a stiffener back there. Weight is basically the answer to that. Depending on the quality of your tripod and the lock that locks the movement of the head may end up turning. And plus more weight means it's going to be less stable if you have a very lightweight tripod. So this needs to be as lightweight as possible. Most field easels, travel field easels, are nothing but a very thin bracket with two sliding things that just lock down on your pad. This is going to be a compromise for that, but we'll see how it works. Here I'm just cutting the easel board and the mounting bracket to the size. Now if you don't have a table saw, that's fine. Just you can buy pieces like this already made to roughly the right width, and just a handsaw will cut off the end. But I've made this width to match my camera mount for my tripod. I'm going to mark the center and then put the insert. And you can see I've put the insert in. I epoxied that in the bottom, and I had to drill this hole almost exactly the width of this because too much force. This particular one is brass. You can get some stronger ones probably, but brass is soft. If you don't drill your hole big enough and you have to use too much force to get it in, it will split out. And that will give my drawing board some support and mount nicely to my tripod. So here's the drawing board. The bottom lip has been glued and screwed in from the back, so it'll be nice and rigid. I left a little bit of edge over here. I thought it might be nice to have a place to hang rags. I'm also going to put a hook in the end of this, but I figured you could never have too many. And this is going to go right here, so it's time to glue and screw that. putting in the hook so that it doesn't rise above this edge. I can still hang things from it, but that way if I have books that will hang out over and I'm not using the hook, it won't matter. And so there you have it. Very lightweight, very strong, rigid construction. The only question remains how well that's going to hold up when it's mounted to the tripod. But that will only time will tell. Well guys, I'm out here enjoying nature and working with this new easel, doing a little plein air painting of some of the beautiful hickory trees around our yard. This is working out great. I think this easel is going to work out just fine, and this is my first trial run. More videos on plein air adventures coming, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you liked it and it was a help to you, like it, maybe subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.